you know, I've prepared for this, and the judge, is nodding their head, yes, yes or no. It just gives you more confidence. So I think as you're going, um, you build on confidence as you're in the courtroom as well.
All right, cool.
I want to jump in and correct some real quick because I think for me, uh, comfort gaining comfort with the process has a lot to do with competence, at least a certain level of competence, right? Because to the statement where you made, where like when you take your first hit, now you feel like you're ready. Yeah, if you've trained and you have some degree of training, but if you don't, that's where the flight comes in. You panic and you flee.
That's interesting. Mike, MJ, you had you've done it at a much higher level than at the highest level when you've competed. And you do what you do professionally outside off the field. Now that you've retired from that, is there anything that I could help people with? And you also do public speaking that would help them understand that it kind of like it just is what it is. Like A gap is A gap. Your protections are your protections. There could be things that happen along the way, but if you're once you know the situation, you know the situation.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Mike.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate the question, Greg. And what everybody been saying, I totally agree. I mean, I had a running back coach my rookie year, and he played 14 years in the league. And it was one thing that he always said. He said, verify and then simplify. So basically, it's just like knowing exactly what you're doing, simplified, and just doing your job, like cutting out all the noise. I know for me, anything that has made me successful in situations is that's what I done did. I done verified what I need to do, then simplified the task and went through with it. So like with anything, you're gonna be nervous. With anything, there's gonna be anxiety. And we talk about even taking that first hit. I mean, but for me, what made me better the night before games is I played the game in my head. Like I went through scenario. I probably played the game 3, 4 times in my head before the game, just because I didn't know what to expect. I know some things are coming, but there's gonna be surprises. And I was also knowing that if I think it's gonna be hard, it's gonna be easy. If I think it's gonna be easy, it's gonna be hard. So I just went into everything with that aspect and simplified as many things as I could and did my job.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. I appreciate you stopping by as well because when I heard and I'm about to go to her now. When I hear people who I know I think so many of you all are far more talented at what you do than I have been, particularly even at this, because for whatever the reasons are. So I see the ability in people, and I'm just trying. I like to verify it and then simplify it. I like that approach. You had something to say, Texas Rick?
No, you good, you good.
Okay. Yeah, I like to verify and simplify. And that's kind of like we say, kind of keep it short and sweet, or keep it simple, stupid, or stupid simple. Um, but I do appreciate that. Melissa, are you there? Oh,
Yeah, I'm here. I made it.
okay. So, uh, we spoke earlier this week, and I said I was going to do this kind of presentation for those who, because you said something that caught my attention about the intimidation of the courtroom, and you play high level softball.
#1 catcher in the state of Florida.
Right. So everything, and I know with baseball, it's a thinking person's sport, and sometimes you try to predict or you anticipate. And with the things that go on in the courtroom, what I would want to say, not just for you, for anybody who may be otherwise intimidated or have these anxieties about it, is I like the part of the verify and simplify, but also the preparation. Somebody said something about you're prepared. Once you're prepared, I think it's time. Once you're prepared, it is what it is. And I believe that a lot of people could get a lot further in the process, and also understanding, because I know you fell off because of our technical difficulties, understanding there's going to be a process. And even when you're otherwise right on time, Brett was saying, even though you should be getting these results, if they don't come, you don't quit. And we also don't want to fall back into the frustration of feeling victimized, because I know that's easy to believe, because I'm there often also, but stay in the course to move ahead. But did you want to have anything you want to add to for the guys who we're looking forward to hearing from you again? And
So I'm gonna say the same thing again. Like, and forgive me, my 12-year-old decided to be super generous and give me whatever plague she has. So I'm pretty sick right now, but really it's just I had a hearing on Thursday of last week, and here's one bit of advice. If you've had this hearing officer, you've had this judge, I made a rookie mistake, and I mean rookie mistake. I was like, oh, okay, I've had this person. She was very reasonable. She was very fair. She ruled by the books. So I did not prepare as much as I should have. I did not have all my documents in front of me. I was just like, okay, I got this, no big deal. It was a big fucking deal. I was thrown a curveball, and really I was dumbfounded. And it just, you can't expect, when you go into these court hearings, you have to understand that, like, sort of like the emergency room doctor who gets tired of hearing the people who are like, oh, I'm hurting so bad, I'm hurting so bad. They become complacent. They become jaded to the drug seekers. And I feel like this child support people have kind of the same mentality, is like, they have already sealed our fate. They have already judged us. If you sit in that chair that says you are the one who has to pay, fellas, go in there knowing you're gonna get treated like shit. You're gonna feel that energy toward you sometimes, not all the time, but I didn't believe it until I sat there for myself. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, wait a minute. I understand what these guys are feeling now. Before I could only empathize, and I thought I understood. But it's not until you sit there and no matter what you're trying to say, the energy, it's a combination of everything, and it can really get to you. You got to prepare. You got to prepare. You got to prepare. I should have done better. I knew better. Um, for me, it was kind of like the audacity. Granting relief